Topic of discussion is projection of lines. The shortest distance between two points is called straight line. The projection of line is drawn on same principle as of projection of points. To get projection of line, when the front views of the two ends of the lines are joined, it gives the projection of the line in the front view. Similarly, when the top views of the two ends of the lines are joined, it gives the projection of the line in the top view. So there are various positions of the line in the space. As first is line perpendicular to one reference plane. Next is line parallel to both reference planes. Next, line inclined to one reference plane and parallel to other. Line contained by one reference plane or both. And last is line inclined to both reference plane. Now we will discuss all these positions one by one. So I am taking the very first case is when line is perpendicular to one plane and parallel to other. Let us have a line perpendicular to the HP and parallel to BP. So in this coordinate system you can see here we have line AB which is perpendicular to HP and parallel to BP. When we observe its projection, we view from the top side. Projection of point A and B will overlap, and here we are getting the top view A comma B. Similarly, when we view from this angle, that is front view, so this A projection will get the front view as A dash, and also point B we are getting B dash here. So when we join these 2 points, it will give us the front view of the line when line is perpendicular to HP parallel to BP. Similarly, we can elaborate in this two plane system X and Y here, but projector of line is there. So V comma A, that is the projection, are overlapping in the top view, and we are getting the front view as A dash and B dash, which is perpendicular to HP. Now second case is in this case is line perpendicular to VP and parallel to HP. In this case, we have a line CD. So this line is perpendicular to BP. So when we view from this side to get a front view, so C projection of C and D will overlap here. So we get the C comma C dash comma D dash front view of the line. So when we view from top side, we get the projection of C point here and D point here. When we join these two projections, we get the projection in the top view as CD. So here same we can represent the 2D diagram, that is XY is the axis. Below this one is we have getting this projection as top view, that is C and D, and in front view both the points are overlapping, so that's why here is C dash and D dash. So this is the projection of line perpendicular to one plane and parallel to other. Next case is when line is parallel to both the planes. So in this case you can see here we have a line EF which is parallel to HP as well as parallel to vertical plane. So in this case, when these end points are E and F, when we get the projection, that is we view from the top side, the projection of this point will we observe on this horizontal plane as E, and front view here E dash. Similarly, for point F, we view from this side. For the front view, we get the F dash, and when we view from top side, the projection of F we get as a smaller letter F in the top view. Join these 2 points E and F in the top view, E dash and F dash in the front view. So these are the projection of line when the line is parallel to both the planes. Same we can represent in this 2D diagram, that is XY is the axis. So E dash and F dash represent the front view of the line EF, and here is the top view of the line, that is small letter with EF. So this is the projection of this line in the front and top view. Next case may be line inclined to one reference plane and parallel to other. Let us the case of line inclined to horizontal plane and parallel to vertical plane. So here you can see this line AB is parallel to vertical plane but inclined to horizontal plane at certain angle. So when we view this point projections in the front view from this side, we are getting on the front vertical plane, that is as E dash. Similarly for point V, the projection is B dash here. Join these 2 points, this is the front view of the object, that is line. Similarly, view from top side for the projection in top view. So B point, here is projection of point B, here is projection of point A, and view from top side, join these 2 points A, B. So this is the projection in the top view. Similarly, we can elaborate in this two-dimensional diagram. XY is the axis, projector line for A, and this is projector line for V. So A dash and B dash represent the front view of the line. This represent the top view of the line when line is inclined to horizontal plane. So in this case, you know very well, here we have vertical plane and here is horizontal plane. So when we can see here the angle inclination we observe only in the front view. So that's why here angle will represent the inclination with the horizontal plane. Now the case for line is inclined to vertical plane and parallel to horizontal plane. So in this case you can see here is line is CD, capital letters CD. So this is the line is inclined to vertical plane. Similarly we have to repeat the case. So when we view from this side for the front view, so here is projection as C dash. This represents the front view of the object, that is of this point C here. Similarly, from the top side, when view from this point from the top side, here is a projection of point C, that is small letter C, top view, front view. Similarly, repeat for the point D. So when view from this side, we observe the projection on the plane of projection, that is D dash, and here we get the projection of point D on the horizontal plane as the top view. Join this C and D to get a top view of the line, and here we will have to join C dash and D dash to get the front view of the line. Now same case we elaborate in the XY direction, that is the axis of the object. So here C dash and D dash represent the front view of the line and CD represent the top view of the line. As we know, this is the projection. This line is parallel to horizontal plane and inclined to vertical plane. So that's why in the top view we get the inclination of the line, and in the front view we get, that is the line is parallel to XY plane. So this is the case when the line is inclined to one plane and parallel to other. Next case is line is contained by one or both reference planes. So I am taking the first case is line contained by horizontal plane. So you can see here is line AB is fully contained in the horizontal plane and is inclined to vertical plane. So when we view from top side, we get the projection will overlap, or we can say will observe in the horizontal plane, that is overlapping with the actual length of the line. So projections get we as for the A's with here is point A, here is for point B with the coincide with the length of line. But in the front view, when view from this side, this projection of point A will observe on the XY reference because line is contained by profile, this horizontal planes contained by plane. So now in this case, when we view this point from this side, point projection of this point B, here is B dash. So join this A dash and B dash to get the front view of the line, and from the top side we observe point A and we join these two points, we get the top view of the line. Same we are showing in the xy this diagram to present this on the 2D dimensions representation. So that is we have to take two projector lines, for one for A and B, join these projections A and B. So we get the case when we have a line contained by horizontal plane. Now second case is when line is contained by vertical plane. You can see over here is line. So when we view from the front side, the projection will overlap on this line. So we can say this line representing the projection of line when in the front view. In the top view, the projection of this point will lie on the xy plane, reference line. Similarly for point D here, so join these two points, we get the projection of line. Now we can show this in this representation here, that xy is the axis, projector line for C and D. We just represent this length over here as this is the case for a vertical plane, and in the case of a top view, that is will lie on the reference line here CD. In next case, that is line contained by horizontal as well as vertical planes. So in this case you can see the line will overlap over the xy, so its projection will also overlap here. So we can say the point as well as projections will lie on the xy line. Same you can observe here is xy is there and here is a projection of line, that is in the front as well as in the top view when the line is contained by horizontal and vertical planes. Next case is line is inclined to both the reference planes. So in this case you can see here is line is AB. This is inclined to vertical plane as well as the horizontal planes. So to get the projection, similarly we have to observe from this side, we observe the projection as A dash here. Similarly for point B, projection is B dash here. This is the front view, join these two points, we get the projection of line in the front view. Similarly when view from the top side, the projection of point A will lie over here is on the horizontal plane, point as mark point A. Similarly here we will mark point B for the top view of the projection of point B. Join these two points, this is the top view of a line in the top view. So we will represent this on this xy presentation. So here a projector line is A dash A and V. Here is point A, this is point V. So this A dash and V dash represent the front view of the line. This is the projection of a line here. Top view of the line here is top view, that is AB. So these two projections are inclined to HP as well as BPs. So this is the case when the line is inclined to both the reference plane.